If your organisation runs a field sales team, or perhaps you're just curious about workforce re-engineering, you might really enjoy this story. It's sharing an experience we had in re-engineering a sales team, which had the effect of doubling their new business meetings, and it saved them about $600,000 in labour costs. If you're interested, let's dive in and we'll have a look exactly how we did it. So let's have a look at this situation we helped this client with. They had 5 BDMs in their field sales force. Obviously, each one of those BDMs is driving around in a car. It's the dodgy looking object I've described down the bottom. So 5 field sales agents, all driving around in cars. Obviously, the cost of that was 780,000. That was wages plus car allowance, and that was full targeted earnings. So base salary plus bonuses. But what were they yielding for that? And this was a firm that was really interested in growth. They were trying to rapidly scale their business. But what they discovered when they did a bit of a deep dive is that these 5 BDMs were each only doing 2 new business appointments per week. Now, they had 5 of them, so that equated to 10 new business appointments they were yielding per week. So the obvious question is, what were they doing for the rest of the time? And so when we really unpacked this with the organization, they identified that their BDMs, it wasn't that they were completely doing nothing and unproductive. They were just being busy in ways that weren't really contributing to the ultimate goals and aspirations of the business. So each of these BDMs was prospecting. They were making cold calls. They were doing drop-ins and sort of door knocking in surrounding businesses. They were entering stuff into the CRM to try and keep their manager happy, who was trying to hold them accountable to call rates and underlying metrics. Um, they were doing a lot of account management. So, it's an easy thing to do. You're calling on people that you're going to get a warm welcome from. And so that perpetuated they're filling their diaries with more and more account management or just visiting on existing clients rather than the ultimate aspiration the client had, which was new business. Okay, so let's have a look at what we're able to do in helping re-engineer this field force. So we actually helped them drop this to just one field sales agent, one BDM. So still got my dodgy car drawing because they're still driving around in the car, but they're supported by these other 3 roles to the right. So SC stands for sales coordinator. So the sales coordinator's responsibility was to manage the diary of the BDM and make sure that every single appointment was confirmed and booked, and that every little bit of information that was gathered was entered into the CRM. So reporting was absolutely flawless, absolutely perfect. So keeping the manager very, very happy. But obviously, they needed stuff to do. And that's where the lead generator role came in. So that's a marketing role that's blend of doing outbound contact via email, LinkedIn, and phone. So their job was to secure appointments for the BDM that the sales coordinator would then confirm. The BDM would do that appointment, and at the conclusion of that appointment, they would send a voice memo back to their sales coordinator articulating how that meeting had gone, what the follow-up activities would be, and everything that the sales coordinator needed to do to pick up the baton and run with it to help prosecute the close of that sale. So the sales coordinator was sending out the follow through emails, booking the next meetings, and helping manage with the BDM about how we're going to prosecute that sale through to a conclusion. The third role we helped this organisation implement was an account manager, because as we mentioned above, when they had 5 BDMs, huge part of the day was spent in account management. So clearly, we needed to keep the relationships with those clients at a paramount level, and in doing so, secure ongoing business from those clients, but also pick up referrals from those clients as well. So those 3 roles, sales coordinator, lead generator, account manager, all offshore, complementing their onshore BDM field sales consultant. Now, obviously, 4 people, 3 inside sales, 1 outside, is a much easier system to run as well. So instead of the manager having to juggle five field sale agents going in a multitude of directions, they had to manage three inside salespeople and a field BDM. So much easier system. Cost. Now you can see here, 180,000. So the BDM was on the same salary as they were before, along with their car and everything else. And we were able to add these three additional offshore roles to complement that BDM at a massive cost saving. Typically, it's in the order of 70%, but versus some of the sales roles, even more so. So the cost of their new team was 180,000. But really significantly, the results. With that team in shoe, they were able to secure 20 new business appointments per week. So 4 per day was what they targeted. It took them about 2 months to scale up to that in terms of developing the proficiency of the lead generator and also the cooperation from the account manager and the BDM. Because what they discovered is the account manager could massively help the lead generator fill the diary through getting referrals from happy existing clients. And the BDM was involved in, whenever they did an appointment, asking that prospect they were meeting with for other referrals and also dropping into surrounding businesses that were at. So the BDM was still driving around the car, but they had a really purposeful drive. They were going to 4 appointments per day rather than just drifting, visiting accounts they already had, doing their 2 meetings a week. In this re-engineered team, they had a real purpose. They were doing 4 meetings per day where they were there to promote, sell, engage, and build relationships with their prospect. So their absolute strength zone, their absolute passion zone. Whereas all the attention to detail was being handled by the sales coordinator. So really complementing different skill sets with different personalities. So a great example of how re-engineering can produce exponentially stronger results and much, much more profitably. Hope you found that interesting.